Hi guys, today we'll talk about our next two heap coding pattern related question. This question, I don't go and read out all the description, what was being said, but I will go to the input and I will explain what it was asking about. So we have some number of projects, and to start any project we require capital at index 0. If we will complete that project, we will get the profit of 1. If we will complete project which is at index 1, it requires capital 1 and it will give the profit of 2. To complete the project at index 2, it needs capital 1 and give the profit 3. They're asking that we can only complete k number of projects. And initially they give us some capital, and to sum up, they were asking pick a list of at most k distinct projects from given projects to maximize your final capital and output your final maximized capital. So we have to maximize capital by completing k number of projects. Let's go further understand with example. All right, so we will follow the same flow what we mostly talk about, that we will follow reactive, where R is for repeat, E for example, A for approach, C for code, T for test, O for optimize. We already know about two heap coding pattern. In two heap coding pattern, we already go through two questions where we get one max heap, one min heap in case when there is some ordered number and we have to find something from the middle. In that case, median in previous two questions. Now this question is about second rule. In second rule, what we were talking about, that if some object or any entity that contains two property P1 and P2, P1 is directly proportional to P2, and in some question they were expecting P1 should be max and P2 should be minimum. This question about this is exactly the same. Now let's understand this question with example. So for this example, we will pick the same example what was given. They were saying that we can complete only two projects. Initially they have given us initial capital is 0, and for project they are saying to start some project it requires capital of 0 and 1 and 1. It means that at index 0 we have capital 0, at index 1 we have capital 1, and the project that we can start which is at index 2 it has capital 1 also. For those projects, the profit that we can get 1 profit if we complete that project that starts with capital 0 which is at index 0. So we will get this profit, and we will get the profit 2 of the project which is at index 1. We will get the profit of 3 at index 2. So we say that this is 0, 1, 2. So I just give the color to make better understanding: red for profit, green for capital. So now in the requirement they're saying that they want two projects, that we can distinct two projects which could maximize our profit. We will go with some project which require minimum capital to start working. So any project that require minimum capital to start working, we will pick them and we will try to get the maximum profit out of it. Let me rephrase what I'm talking about. So if you will observe that for the project, these are two properties. So most of the cases, apparently it looks like the project capital is directly proportional to profit. It doesn't always true, but this looks like very close calculation, like if some project requires more capital, so it will give the more profit. Now in this question, they were expecting that we should get we will spend minimum capital so that we can get the maximum profit. In this case, at the end, we will get maximum available capital with us. So doesn't it looks like a balance problem? So I can say that this looks like a balance. It should be maximum and the other part should be, so if you pull one thing, so for profit, so that profit we want to maximize. We want to maximize that. And this capital that requires to start that project, we want to minimize this. In this case, we can get maximum benefit, maximum profit out of it. So they want to maximize it and they want to use those projects that require minimum capital. Okay, let's see that how we can implement this question using two heap coding pattern. So we will use max heap and we will use a min heap. For max heap, I'm using this for profit, and for min heap, I'm using for capital. So this is a max heap and this is a min heap. I'm just telling about the mental model, how we are going to do that. We have set ordering for these min heap and max heap, considering their values. This ordering is that whenever we are going to save indices into these min heap and max heap, so in that case, before saving that indices, he's going to evaluate from these values. So ordering is with the values and we are saving their indices. We first go and look for, we are going to save 0. It will save 0 index here, this next project, and we will see that its value is 1. So we will save 1 for the next. We'll say 1, and for the second one, this one, we will save its index here also. At this stage, we know that these are the capital. These are the capital of all the projects that we can use. And at the top is the index of the project, which could be started with minimum capital. Now we will see what capital we have right now. So available capital is 0. This is available capital, and with this capital, which project we can start. What we will do, we will dequeue all projects that could be started with available capital, and we will put this in, we will put the index of profit into our max heap. Now in this case, what will be the shape? We will dequeue 0 from here. For this index, we will look into the profit and its index will be saved here. So we'll save index 0 because that's the project which could be started, and we will get the profit of 1. So we will dequeue that. In this case, we don't have here 0. We have left with 1 and 2, and max heap with 0. We get some project which could be started with our available capital, and we can get some profit out of it. So with this, what we will do in the next step, we will dequeue that and whatever the profit we can get. So in the next step, we can see that in our capital, we will add profit of project at index 0. So in this case, we will dequeue max heap, and the next shape will be like this. So there is nothing, and in the min heap, we have 2 projects for index 1 and 2. Now we have available profit at this stage after completing the project at index 0. We have now profit 1 that you can get from here. When you complete that project, you get the profit 1. So our available capital is now 1. Now we will dequeue all those projects from our min heap which could be started with our available capital 1. So, and then we will save those indexes here in our max heap. Available capital is 1, so you'll see 1 and 1. These 2 projects could be started with our available capital 1, and we will save their indices in the max heap. And when we are using max heap, for sure it will put 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. We will get our max heap in this shape. Now there is nothing in min heap, it is empty, and in the max heap we have added actually 2 and 1. Why 2 is here at the max? Because this capital, this profit is maximum and this is max heap. In the next step, what we should do, we just use the project at the top and we will use it in our capital. So we will say project profit at index 2, use it in this case. So that will be the whole flow. So you can see here we have our available capital 0. We pick a project that could be started with this available capital and we get the profit out of it. So it will become 1 at this stage. Then we use that capital and we dequeue all those projects that could be started with this available capital. We put them in the max heap and we pick the top one from the root that is going to give us maximum profit. That's the way we can maximize our profit. I think that makes absolute sense how we are going to use min heap and max heap to get the maximum profit. Now let's see how we can use the code. All right, welcome back. So let's code, and we already know that we are going to solve this question using two-heap coding pattern. First we will use min capital heap. We will get a priority queue. We will use odd ordering for this priority queue in such a way from less than, in such a way that it should maintain a min heap, min capital heap. So it will look into capital array and whichever the minimum value that index will be added. So from less than, we were saying look into capital and consider that it should be, every new element should be less than. So we are saying capital of this. We can maintain a max profit heap, and we will use the same priority queue. And for ordering, we can say that from less than, and in this case we should look into profits, and that profit should be make an order in such a way that we could create a max profit heap. Now we go about our flow, what we were talking about, the mental model, how we can execute and complete this solution. So first what we will do, in the min capital heap we will add all the projects. So we will go for we are just going to save indexes for unit until capital dot length. For all of that we are don't need that even. So I can go and say in the min capital heap dot enqueue index. So in this case we will fill it with in case of example, so at this stage we have filled our min capital heap with 0, 1, 1. Now we will get a variable with available capital, and we have initial capital of W. So in Scala there is not a break and continue statement the way it is used in Java. So we have to define a block which is breakable. So breakable, and inside we can go and say this is just a Scala block for breakable code. We are going to complete K project from 0 until K project, because we can we have to just complete K project maximum at most. We will see, we can say that while our mini capital heap is non-empty, we have something there, and whatever in the min capital heap at the top, its capital is less than our available capital, we will consider that project and we will add it in the max heap. So we will say in capital from min capital heap dot head, look at the top element, and from the array using this index we will get its capital, and we will compare it with our available capital. If that capital is less than or equal to our available capital, we will go and enqueue that project into our max profit heap. So we are going to consider that project that, okay, we with this capital we can complete this project. So we'll enqueue, and we will dequeue min capital heap.dequeue. We got all the list with our all the list of project that we can complete using this available capital, and we add them in our max profit heap. Now we see that if our max profit heap is empty, it means that with our available capital there is no project that we can complete, so we can start working. So it means that we had a break. We are done. There is no more project that we can start with our available capital. If it is not, so what we will do, we will say our available capital will grow and we are going to get the profit out of it. So we will say profits, whatever the profit will be from max profit heap dequeue, we will dequeue that, and that index we will get from profits array, and we will add it in our available capital. And then finally we can return our available capital. So let's run it. All right, so it is complaining until our spelling was not correct. That's it. So hopefully that will make some sense. Really, thanks. Bye.